Today, the 16th day of February 2021. We want lay na table the communique with Salone and Guinea don't sign, and inside this week, the border na Gbalamoya between Salone and Guinea for open. When this news break earlier on today, a lot of people begin to ask questions, say, Weto. They now announce say 5 people now don't lost their life to Ebola na Guinea. Then why are we so in a haste and a happy mood for open the border between Salone and Guinea, knowing fully well, say Ebola, the some part of Guinea right now? There is another situation, the rep letter way, I don't know how we manage leak, because they get vital information of address and everything, where they circulate on social media, where they point to kind of sort of suspected Ebola case might be in Sierra Leone. Like I said, that one day being supposed to be a closed circle communication, but I know now I manage come out and I do. But go look inside the hall. Make we see how fully well. Because now then they will start with yesterday, say we don't prepare and we ready for take on the Ebola head on, because we don't activate we emergency response for fight Ebola. Alright. But before that, make we come look inside NACOVAC, then COVID-19 status update for today. The labs then be analyzed 464 test them. 464 test them. Out of that 464 tested, 2 turn out to be positive. And then 2 here, 1 na from Western Area Urban, and the other one na from Koinadugu. Koinadugu get 1, Western Area Urban get 1. Okay? The cumulative confirmed positive cases now, because of that 2 we will get today, it don't reach 3,825. 3,825. For the past 24 hours, we no lost nobody to COVID-19, so we still stand at 79. For the past 24 hours, we get 7 people who don't recover from COVID-19. So because of them 7 people in there, we don't get down a total of 2,583 people who don't recover from COVID-19 na Salone. The one them where they in quarantine na 251. The one them where don't discharge from quarantine na 14,117. Make we check the Mano River Union countries then. For today, as I've been telling you earlier, Salone na 2, Guinea 0, Liberia 29, Ivory Coast 95. Then they give you a total number of 126. And for the death, Sierra Leone, as I be tell you, 79. Guinea don't lost 1 person. It don't go 84. Then be get. It don't go to 85. Liberia self don't lost 1 person. They don't go to 85. Then self na be 84. Ivory Coast self don't lost 1 person. They don't go to 174. 175. As na be 174. Then we get yesterday. So for today, Liberia and Ivory Coast then lost people them to COVID-19. This one don't give it a total number of 424 people them. We don't die due to COVID-19 na the Mano River Union countries them. Now that's make we for really take this serious. For really take them serious. Because coronavirus, it day. And it day na saloon. Okay. Let me go into the program proper. This conversation started from last week about presidentbio for go na Guinea. Yenga issue being come up. Then presidentbio be send delegation for go na Guinea, which comprise of the foreign minister, the communication ministry, the speaker of the house, and other stakeholders them. Then go na Guinea for go engage with the president na Guinea. So after the engage done, then be get for come salon for can tell we how them pass. We then come, and then tell we say yes, they don't go na Guinea, then be able for meet with the president na Guinea, and the president may accuse Salon still. Until you don't forget that thing. Say the time for the election, people then be they make meeting na Salon for go throw away trouble na the country. And that's not be one accusation where he be make to Salon. And he be say he not be get way for contact Salon for let them share intelligence. Say so na the reason and they will make a locking border na Gbalamoya. But this border, not so for say now we no more the gomoto. Then say they can inside. But na Salon, we can always show we weaker side. Like say now we no more depend pa then self no depend pa we. Now that's I mean. So that one day pass, then say the president of Guinea say well he go send a team for come Salon. Just like how we own president send a team for go Guinea. Last week, the team come na Salon. They meet with the president, Julius Madabio, and presidentbio self. Be give the assurance because then come with now an official invite, even though they be don't do and through the one that will be good, then come with an official invite to invite and say, President Alpha Conde want meet with him. So presidentbio self, he go. Monday, yesterday. They all two don't meet. They don't jam elbow to elbow. And now they have a communique signed. Waiting in at this communique. Now we go look inside. But before that, when the talks be they go on, the press secretary in a status, it be they give we the teasers them. It be get for right now Facebook page say President Alpha Conde don't agree for open the border on Thursday. Diplomacy wins. That's what he say. I be get for tell you back say talks them still ongoing. Well, later in the day now, communique signed. Waiting in on the communique, lay on the table for you. This we get them through State House. It says Sierra Leone and Guinea, they don't sign communique for commit to mutual security and public health and also socio-economic interest. That's now waiting at the headline where status Guinea. He said this happened inside Guinea Conakry, Tuesday, the 16th day of February 2021. He said, we on president, when a presidentbio, don't conclude in 2-day walking visit. In 2 years, a walking visit. Then no feel say na other kind thing he go do. He say go walk. 2-day walking visit to Conakry. Outside the two countries them, they don't commit for reopen the border on Thursday the 18th of February. And this border, they don't lock them since early last year due to COVID-19. The border don't lock since early last year due to COVID-19. Who lock border? Who want go Guinea we no don't go? Who want come Guinea cancel we no don't do? But hey, the legal, the legitimate border lock. But me and you know say that border day in lock one. And for them so German the way they did. Because we the riders and all this other one there. Then get inside them for pass. Because waiting do, we can always say we bother them, then pour us. Let me listen waiting the communique say. The communique states say, based on the mutual reassurance and enhanced mutual confidence. Yeah, but the mutual in Bokuna. Okay. The mutual reassurance and enhanced mutual confidence. The president of Guinea, Professor Alpha Conde, don't review the security situation in country when a Guinea, and he don't agree for reopen in border with the Republic of Sierra Leone effective from Thursday, 18th February 2021 at 800 hours, 8 o'clock in the morning, and the border go open. The two leaders them also don't agree for reactivate the Joint Technical Committee on Yenga. Because don't forget say all this thing here we start where this visit all come inside, that through Yenga. Even though presidentbio be don't go lay complaint to ECOWAS for me then talk to Alpha Conde. I don't know because a presidentbio now ain't go Guinea so. It's all like say this thing done. What ECOWAS be do that thing? What ECOWAS be do? Where President Bio be go lay complaint to ECOWAS? Did they take any action? Okay, that will continue. Anyway. The Yenga we go commence sittings na Nongoa on the 3rd of March 2021. That's at the technical committee on Yenga. Then go begin for meet on March 3rd, 2021. And also then go meet na Nongoa na they then go meet. They also agree for implement the agreement for do joint border patrols. Joint border patrols. They agree for do joint border patrols along the common border areas from the 5th of March. Okay. We are then go begin for Sidom and Nongoa on the 3rd of March, and they don't agree for do joint border patrols along the common border areas. Then go start someone day on the 5th of March. The document reads say, then they add the two foreign ministers them. We go immediately restart the holding of the Joint Commission of Cooperation meeting between the two countries them. I make you see we own foreign minister, Nabila Tunis, and their own foreign minister, and then communicate and they will then sign inside this issue. We then also you see that two people them. Okay. The communique also contains a raft of bilateral agreements for cooperate with each other on security. You remember that term? Where the president na Guinea, what he would say, issue with security. He be later complained. Okay. Security, that's one. Defense, that's not two. Public health, that's not three. We get ICT, mining, justice. Guinea, justice. And two things in there for Guinea. Who can talk now? The justice system now. Guinea. Okay. But anyway, now agreement for cooperate with each other. So at least we want people the way they did and go get justice. And that way they miss him. I don't know how you see him. You have for the Guinean there. Let's continue. Transport, private investment, and cultural exchange. The heads of state further pledge for make them go use them good offices for provide the necessary capacity for address the current and emerging public health emergency such as 1. COVID-19 and 2. Ebola in the two countries. Dandeon, for sure. Because right now, 5 people don't die of Ebola na Guinea. So we need for open, we oju wide for be on the alert. Share information. We for make Guinea track down. And Guinea share information with we for make we self able for track down any side we lapses one day. Okay. Also, the two heads of state then be expressed then satisfaction. At least, not all side and vex. Now, yeah, then satisfied. Satisfaction with the strategies them where the two countries they not use for fight COVID-19. The satisfaction with the two countries they don't use. For Sierra Leone, where they see we numbers them. For Guinea. On the other hand, then they right after other them Ivory Coast. But anyway, let's continue. They're not only satisfied you, but they want for reaffirm then determination. These are the two presidents them for coordinate the efforts them in obtaining vaccine for their respective population them. Now so the communique read. In that side they try we own. Because for Guinea, we know say now the French side na in the link. And for Salone, if England, we say them go help we. And I won't get on this not in mind. But anyway, a good talk. Say we go share something. We get for deal with vaccine. But as far as me know, Guineans them, I think not the French side. I don't know how far the French then they go with the vaccine and everything. But we English, Papa there. Good luck with that. But anyway, now good talk. At the sub-regional level, Presidentbio and President Conde be welcome the latest decision for the return of Mali to a constitutional order. Okay. We don't say Mali from modern soldier then take power. In accordance with the provision of ECOWAS Protocol on Democracy and Good Governance. And they also say the continental commitment to always defend the African interest. I give it try. You not pay the money they get for the pay France every year. Oh, see. It's an African interest. Yeah. Anyway, continue. They also welcome the decision of the African Union heads of state and government for the launching of the first operational stage of the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. We can't wait make we see that one day in effect. Because for right now, my dear, na paper for CD. But then say that free trade agreement there, and then commend the implementation of the 2063 agenda and other reforms them where they don't initiate at the African Union. The communique also adds. Presidentbio, where in delegation also include the deputy leader of the main opposition party, the All People's Congress and Parliament, Alhaji Ibrahim Ben Kabo, and former APC Minister of Public Affairs and Information and Later Mines, Alhaji Alpha Sahid Bakar Kanu Alpha Khan. That just cut and short. Then go return Tuesday. I will say now they don't return already. Tuesday, the 16th of February 2021. For any more inquiries, State House number, did they? I say make you contact them. Good luck with that if they go answer you. I think they can just like for put the number there. Number where they no say they're not going to answer you. But anyway. Alright. Without Yeri, waiting then at the communique. For say, Guinea border with Sierra Leone, the one at Balamuya, the main one, go open. I believe say with time, we will get details of this opening based on the Ebola where they Guinea now. I want for believe say it not go be business as usual. It go open, but it's supposed to get restrictions them. Yes, it's supposed to open because truckloads of goods them then at them border, both sides of the borders, and I think say then one day they need for go across. They will clear that road they first. But then one day they can't side. On the other hand, I think we need for open we eye. Make a come with Usman Toli. Make we waiting a get on this one. Yes, Usman Toli. Welcome on board, sir. You get the platform.
Okay, and thank you very much, Triple A. And thank you for allowing me for talk on the issue. Usai Guinea and Salone don't reopen the border. We know see the border be unlocked for quite some times. But this communique, it get a lot of mixed feelings. There are a lot of mixed feelings. We know say Ebola just break out again in Guinea. And we know how deadly the Ebola crisis, how the Ebola is very deadly. I mean, the fact that most people, the question when they ask, and the one thing I mean, really want to see that border close between Sierra Leone and Guinea, especially with the outbreak of the Ebola crisis, the Ebola virus. So this is sparked a lot of questions. Why now? Why now? We want to let the border closed. Why if it happen now? This is the question where a lot of people and they ask. However, Triple A, the meeting between the President of Republic of Guinea and that of Sierra Leone, they get two achievements. One, as you say no more, we know say from Thursday, we get a free movement of people and goods between Guinea and Sierra Leone. That's one. And secondly, we know say the issue of Yenga is still ongoing. But what will not happen here, it bring about a temporary solution to the problem. It bring a temporary solution to the problem because what they don't do now, they say the armies for both countries for the patrol Yenga until the two presidents meet, I think, end of March. Summarily. Now, so there are a lot of other things involved, like we don't explain them, but then just one for let the military personnel and the patrol area there, both from the side of Guinea as well as that of Sierra Leone, until the two presidents meet at the place there the end of March, wherein most likely would expect a permanent solution to that problem there. And one of the things that will be identified earlier, we will talk about the issue of Yenga was that we government to a very large extent to blame on because at some point Guinea did not almost hand over Yenga to Salon. But perhaps we will argue, say, we government being careless, they not secure the place, and consequently fall back in the hands of the Guineans then. So then they try to take advantage of that. So we pray at this time round is that if they're able to strike a deal for how we get that place back, for let we own president able to protect that place. Now that now we own prayer now. Okay, as a start, let's ask a very easy question, and I think I've been on begin raise that question there, and then I will try to see how best we go able to answer that question there. Technically, you feel say the reopening of the land border between Sierra Leone and Guinea, if now the time this is it timely, considering the outbreak of the deadly Ebola virus and the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. I think now the most question this way very, where people they ask right now, why now? Because we know what Ebola capable for do. We know what Ebola do in our country. And as we all know, I think say they may not schedule this meeting before we get a press release will come up from Conakry, will come up from Guinea, or say Ebola don't outbreak. So there was no way we can avoid that meeting. So the meeting began to go ahead. And it will be very difficult at that point for a meeting where they're not scheduled between the heads of states of both Sierra Leone and that of Guinea for let them follow that meeting there because of the outbreak of the Ebola. So they allow let the meeting go ahead. And we know say when you talk about the closure of the border, two things involved here. One, the movement of people between the two countries then, and secondly, the movement of goods between the two countries then, when a trade. So one of the things then we they actually achieve during this time, now for open the border, we just mean say, and they allow people then for move between the two countries then. That's the two countries they agree on. Whereas, as I say no more, the younger one then get a temporary solution to it till the two presidents and the two heads of state they meet later in March. Now, let me say this. The two countries then pose a serious threat. Yeah? And the sense that we know say this joint communique with and sign, between the two countries, it will help. But what we try for talk here is this. The Ebola crisis is very serious. Now that now we don't concern here. How they will, because I know say they say they will look at some of the health issues, they will take some major steps for health, for try for make any problem not too very serious between the countries. But we know say when the Ebola first breakout, nothing we import from other countries. I think that from Guinea they come out, we cancel alone. So this are the fear this way most people then believe. Even if the government commission will try their best for let not happen. but we know what can happen. But again, technically, if you look at it, even if the border remain closed, this is the argument again put forward by other people. Even if that border remain closed, we know say there are porous borders between Sierra Leone, Guinea, Liberia, and Ivory Coast, especially between Guinea and Sierra Leone. So closing the border not necessarily means say then we'll stop the Ebola for come over Salone. But maybe you will argue against say it will minimize the chance for the Kanawi country. You will argue that way there. Now, the other thing again way we get for look at in terms of positive is that at least, the Yenga issue where it's been very much alarming, we're able to bring a temporary solution to it without any trouble, without any military, they're able to do it diplomatically. So that now a positive on that side there. Because the crisis, the issue become very intense between the two countries then. So if the two heads of state able to meet together, bring a temporary solution to it till they meet again, and we only hope when they meet this time, Salon will get Yenga, because we Sierra Leoneans there, to a very large extent, believe say Yenga belongs to Sierra Leone, not to Guinea. And this has, them not way them, prove beyond all reasonable doubt. Say Yenga belongs to Guinea, or to Sierra Leone, not Guinea. And the other positive side of it is that, we don't begin to see some bilateral cooperation between the two countries, in terms of the economy, in terms of, cooperation, coordination between the two countries. And for the fact that I think Julius Maada Bio, a new president, in Salone, so the relationship was a little bit strange. But the fact that they're able to meet together and bring that common understanding between them, I think it don't begin open up things because they don't begin familiarize themselves. We know say during the term when it happened, we get Tijan Kaba, and then subsequently we get former president Anespai Kuruma, where instead been only do with Conde. So Julius Madevio, this is a new person. So for them for able to meet together and try for bring that sort of bilateral cooperation between them, I think it's a good thing for we own country in that respect. And AAA, one important aspect of this meeting is that we know see the African Union to a very large extent, we are not very impressed. We are not very impressed with the African Union. We know say they're very good in, as you say, in terms of putting pen on paper, but when it actually comes to implementing issues, sometimes, we fall short. So we believe, say, all lengthier when they put on paper, say they try for bring about free trade, especially in the sub-region, I think, say, it's good if they're able to bring this thing into life, especially if we think about what in the African Union they aim to achieve. And also not forgetting what in ECOWAS stand for. Then sort of meeting here, then cooperation here will bring a positive way forward. And we don't want to make it be a sort of paperwork, but let be something where they will able to implement for bring regional cooperation, for bring about trade, movement of people, movement of goods in the region. I think that would be a very positive way forward. We will help for build a relationship between the heads of states then, not only for Guinea and Sierra Leone, but also for other international partners then. For summarize AAA, I think it's a good thing. To a very large extent, it's a good thing because just like Sierra Leone, Guinea also rely on we, not so we no more need them, they self need we. Because with the trade, we got that bilateral relationship, in terms of trade, in terms of the movement of people. And, we get that cordial relationship, that mutual understanding between the two. I think perhaps Guinea is more close to Sierra Leone than that of Liberia and Cote d'Ivoire, now the Mano River Union. So I think the opening up of the border is a good thing to some extent, provided we're able to make sure that Ebola we don't break now Guinea. They're able to try for curtail the movement of people and we them pose a threat for bring the Ebola in our country. And therefore be vigilant. We know the government in terms of proactiveness, in terms of being proactive, then they try to some extent. But again, they therefore take sound decisions now. Yeah. We need sound decisions. We just want proactively putting the happen during the time for the coronavirus. We were very proactive, but when things become very serious, we begin to see a lot of lapses in the system. We don't want that to happen. And don't forget, the Ebola crisis, the Ebola virus is more deadly than that of the coronavirus. Very, very serious. We are all worried when we read this news about the Ebola crisis outbreak again. It's very worrying because we know what to do in our country. We don't want any more of that in our country. Let them remain vigilant, proactive, and take necessary steps for ensuring that thing not even reaching our country. Now, that we only pray for now. But overall, I think there are some positives and some serious concerns as well. Thank you very much, Triple A. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Usman Toli.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. There's one thing I think it was Ezekiel, we begin to talk about integrity on Saturday. And I think, this one, they affect we big time whenever it can come with the issues there. People for just disclose exactly who side they come out, make the authorities know if they don't come on near that border day, that area outside the Ebola day, because that area they then share border with more or less Liberia and Ivory Coast. That particular area outside the Ebola day right now. But we know we people everybody go and escape cross Kamisa and whatnot. I think it's high time when the border they open, when they come at the checkpoint, now the border checkpoint, for just disclose exactly who side them come. If them be done near day, make them disclose. And I think on the path of the government of Sierra Leone, we forget a holding center na that particular Gbalamuya area day. For people them where they come, we go tell we say waiting, we do the necessary checks and everything. We make sure say they have nothing to do with Ebola, then they go cross through. But again, that one they need proper sensitization. Because remember, waiting be hamper again, they fight against Ebola and now they say, oh, they can't take you and take out you again. That was one thing that hampered the fight against Ebola. And if they try for come inside the fight against Ebola with knowledge where we be don't sabi, I think that one day we need for get proper sensitization so that people not go come now the border they don't get what say then they will see them take you then can go and they come out again. No. But in case you don't come out near that area there, we need for do proper checking and who will go do I'm just do I'm right there. But integrity for we the people and for one for disclose should be there. If not, I'm afraid. Yes, Dr. Aisatuka Kejalo, you get the platform, ma.
Yes, hi, good evening, everyone, and I hope everybody did do well. Thank you to Usman Toli and also to you for the summary for this new disclosure about opening the borders, given the fact say the president's being make a trip na Guinea, we want for see it not go easy for Salon and Guinea for let them they fought for so long or let them they had some form of disagreement for so long. It just happened for BC. The timing, it's somewhat not right for make would they consider for the open borders them right now. As we know, many of the Sierra Leoneans them get relatives in Guinea. So half of we, for example, we if you look at it, we parents then are from Guinea. But then we are, we all them born we na Salon make we Sierra Leoneans them, so we take Salon more than the Guinea aspect of it. But I think the most important thing now, so for say, yes, Salon and Guinea no go pat, just like the Noble Path with Liberia. These three countries they also get for try for get some kind of bilateral relationship where we say it could benefit, both, whether not Guinea or whether not Salon, whether not Liberia, we all for able for benefit from, the things them, the work them what they do now with countries, just like within themselves they do. But we can to health, public health matters, I think say we get for put measures them in place where we say, go protect, people that na Salon as well as people that na Guinea. And I want for take and right from so you say then forget some form of a section, at the border for let them go really identify them people there. So say them they come out, let them go through a screening process before then go continue the journey. And with that, now that make we need many public health, workers them, now different sectors them for law we really get people them for ask questions for do screening we can to health matters because we know what Ebola do to we don't review some of the symptoms and waiting Ebola they do yesterday and the weekend. And we know say that not go for change. And in some cases where illness can come or where a virus can come, it come with a different strength. Some of them strength there, it can be said they're not even analyze for really understand the cause of it and how to go about for controller. That can be the case in many cases, as we see right now with COVID-19. Where people then they don't feel say vaccine don't they, things then will get better. Then we find out say there is a new type of the COVID-19 variant where it be say, it don't make very difficult for South Africa as well as the UK. We know that. And that's right now, now a challenge for scientists and then they continue for work on things how we go put viruses under control. But we're going to live with these type of different virus that get for emerge from time to time. But if we get in the resources them for law we try for allocate we healthcare resource form money or funding what they get into educating the public, ensuring that place then they way then go do screening, place then they way then go quickly identify the problem and try for put under control, then we can do very well. Africa, we still get a long way to go. We can to healthcare system, and this make we constantly advocate for see how government go take that as one of the biggest priority because in order for let you do well in society, in order for let you contribute to society, you get to be healthy. If you're not healthy, definitely you cannot do anything to make a difference. So we current presidents and the one that we get for come before after really get for understand say now the priority down in the country they need for put we healthcare personnel them at a very high standard for ensure say even if they pay somebody money we go make it gentry but pay on something we go get the knowledge and it go able practice to the best of in ability for get that encouragement say this not a job where you don't choose we get something where you they impact the life of other people them. But we not they see that we they see so many different things and we say money can go where it not supposed for go there. So as it is right now, I think we get for tackle this problem very early now for law we no go say bamba tomorrow if will be no, and that now the problem where many times we can face, and we no want for Dede. So let them put the resources then here and try for try for put them across the borders them, for letting they do this frequent testing and identifying the problem, so that we can avoid getting lives being lost because of 5 people already die is dead in Guinea within a very short time. Imagine if this virus try for begin to transmit from one person to the other. It's just going to be so rapid, and that's going to be very scary. And this now one type of virus where it be say not a leave anybody just like that. As you come in contact with body fluids, that you are at higher risk of developing this particular virus, and it's deadly. I feel say it kill more than any other virus. We don't surface now, we land, and we know one for really go to that down that road. Take New York and New Jersey and Connecticut, for example. Then 3 states they are then called on the tri-state area. So when in many cases what thing can happen, where New York get a rule, a regulation where they want put in place, the 3 state then can really try for work together for ensure say then all implement the same, so that anybody where they left each of them state there, so then they ask them like when me enter through New Jersey and New York at the end I get for, and I'm my final destination, I have to complete a screening on my phone. I have to first, do then scan them. You scan on your phone, then you complete the screening, and then you get a green check mark before you can proceed. Otherwise, you get a fine, and also, that not something where you self they contribute, for help in how to for control a virus. So, if then TI they happen overseas, we know develop in that level yet, but I think so we will bring them up for like everybody see say yes, some things and the way they happen in a different part of the world. I think educating we own country and making them understand that if you really want fit, something, or you really want for, do well, we can to the health sector, you get for copy countries them where really they put things in place for let the citizens then stay healthy. And Lord, not forget, in order for you to, do well again, I would always say, economic growth, you know, basically your public health will equals your economic growth. So that now something we will get for look into and let the government take on very seriously. We gladly for the final, date where they don't come up with for make the two borders like the borders are open, with the hope say that we country will benefit, we can to trade and other things but definitely we no want for see Ebola, rampant now West Africa again. We really hope say all these 3 countries or where they border each other, get for do this at a very rapid pace and try for come together and come up with some form of strategy in how they can end this thing at a fast pace. That's all I get for say tonight. But thank you. And I just want for say me not $1 donate to the eyes. I not donate $1.
Or I'll be fixing a $1 you want add today.
No, the $1 now for that birthday thing we say. I say me now $1 me go give. I not go give nothing beyond
really?
that. Now I mean, now that I be they say, I say I will donate to the birthday. So $1, not cheap. That ain't about money in a salon.
No, can't count that one. They say now. Allow left and so no more.
10,000 leons.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Make we come with whose friend? Make we waiting you get for we. Yes, whose friend? You get the platform, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Triple A, and thanks to previous panelists, them, to the doctor, and to Mr. Usman Toli, and to thanks to all the listeners and viewers. Regarding this issue now, Guinea, I not go too much there as the whole doctors not church now. And now at least say waiting on the fed for do now for le we own fabrics society, waiting you get your own value, sovereignty. respect. Now that one day, then self the first for let them go able for pull and the Guineans said the first then you. But the only thing, all man gets in motive of doing it. But now then first come, so now they may get a motive based on why actually they be pushed. But later they may get for come out to some points. But from that area, they really claims they become because it not been come out plainly put out a claim where the delegates then go. When I delegates and go, I remember you for outline say there are issues more where is concern where we don't see, but officially bring it at the table regarding all those things now Cambia and so on and so forth. So it been for bring them up. But I mean, they still say sometimes I think say the president sometimes you know will say it been go do wrong, but sometimes you might say because it go like where they go sit down well, I go complain. You don't go complain now to the elders they wanna echo us. Then you don't say, oh well, they don't go make let them know now. Well, Mr. Go try for saying that this reason here I do am. Because when we compare the reason why the thing that Gambia been they complain for cell phones, it not be actually related to younger looking at the area, that 5 point area, that side the way that the issue been they occur. So, but he get for bring it, go likely say, well, because the president don't go see that this, they go fetch for your own name. Well, now because of this, now for that, I go do this. Because there was no fundamental point where it been candy for what them even me the candy for saying that something they been go do or Salomon graph then go do this, that's why I can block it or affect me the commodity, all those things. But for letting go get a word name to the community when other ECOWAS, so you get for just grab in toxic na suzuzu thing na maybe don't be. So that was actually one of the small mistake. I not say it was wrong, but for me, the way I see and that side of the diplomacy, it not be actually whole somehow. But at least see they don't go in person, then they don't look into what and what and therefore look into. I think that don't get for help because the one thing they don't do so, we and the communicate. So it's possible, most likely say, not just a review of all previous agreements they wouldn't be done do. Because there is nothing we get for change too much they when you look at. Because these were something we don't discuss further. So then we just don't say, we'll put this back in place and we'll add a little bit more and then we confirm and now between me, because we are different president this time here, and you self, we a different time of office you do, we a fresh move they move. So that we will get within a sustainable democracy. In other words, sustainable diplomacy, in other words, the diplomacy will be a very sustainable one. And that one day, it will compel a movement of anything where they will therefore bring calm. We then will say this, now it will benefit people. We're not compelling thing, but it is up to how far they not get anything behind it. Whether we say they are the aggressors or the one that would start, if they don't get any other motive behind this, not just a plain thing reason, we then will say that this reason, yeah, now you make would actually lock her. Well, we not go do this again. We not say we not go do this again. But those areas will not be so see them specific, except they claim the number what you say they go do this. People in the Canada, well, I've rather draw the line of security for say, well, we will protect Tunaya, we will protect Tunayanda, and then the justice system work here. That's go so then company security back go day. So then where will be an eye for them here, then there's will be an eye for them on the other side. Because when you look at waiting they don't do so, in accordance with United Nations, international laws. International laws will regulate settlement of territorial disputes then why are they? So most of these laws, then they put them in accordance to anything we were able to bring the states then together based on the principle of the borders they wouldn't get. So based on that one, then Article 3 of the United Nations, you get them one day. So some of these things are going to go in guidelines because those are the areas where they can say, now so you get for settle out a dispute when I border one. In other words, now like it do the limit, the limitation. The limitation of good day. So they remove a limitation for do a little bit more so that you will get something will go hinder you on the way. Because once you see there are limitations within them border and the way always they happen most times in most countries then, but because of the method that they use, Then waiting the people and understanding by when they talk about a civilian their own responsibility for no say that this means I get for do what they are. Now me on thing this, I know they go begin fend palaver, or I know me duties, like we camp and health back, I know me duties they will go for do because I'm the responsibility where I go to the country. If this happen, I will go cause this. So that the people will not get again that conspiracy idea. But I believe say, in terms of Ebola, that conspiracy idea, it could only come on now when they say, oh, well, they take pill, they go left here and they come again. I believe say, at some point, they be let go that conspiracy and they all be understand say treatment day, then we look after you, then we do this, or we try for pull out of the community, or you try for come out of the community, not as they drive you, so you go this on side where they will look after you, can be problem. So I believe see that conspiracy theory no good day. It go still up and the Ebola, and the corona, but the Ebola towards the end of it, I believe see that idea they no good day. So that obstacle there, it could be very easy for them to deal with them. But the area now is because people that they migrate, some of them have to be very willing. Even at UK, I wouldn't say this Monday we pass people and where they come from 33 countries when I read list, then they put them 10 years imprisonment, then go declare like how them the old passport na salon. Then if they go declare wrong information on who say you did, so to police they no go track you, and then they know see you don't come on that place there. Then that one the legal act and they give 10 years. Then they get the other one at $10,000. I mean sorry, pound sterling they charge you. But yes, still I think last night they catch 3 people there who they already find na Birmingham here. So just imagine. So was human beings that responsibility of saying make I go do this, I go able to go isolate. But sometimes you go say the finance on say for your case, you go say the finance no day. But the idea what they have for bring safe people they always find a way out of any system. So that idea, the ideology go try come out inside we for say we are learning to find a shortcut. And shortcut, especially when they camp and help or like safety or security. And then when they try to avoid the steps that will lead you for safety, it can always be detrimental. And can get people that we can book up and they can get just small of few. And most times, because of the other one, they're vulnerable, or in other words, they're vulnerable. They are vulnerable because they easily be captivated. They will just follow the flow. What a man don't do, I miss a black goes, so they begin to create a kind of rebellious group. But one or two of those things, but sometimes, because people they travel up and down, it's difficult to identify them. If not a community, you go see, okay, service of man, they want to service man, or man will look loud at the area, then go identify them, or then go meet them and talk to them, you go talk to them people there. But these are people who are migrating, and the area that want the more, who can bring beaucoup problem inside the border issue there, wherein the citizens them, now individuals, they hold the government for the try for make them, they know all those kind of things in terms of sensitization, as they say, we go know the responsibility come up to them point, then they so that they think that they will bring sustainable future. Because if that sustainability not there, it's no point because people are just there on walls, they will say this and they will say this. But watching they behind the boundary of the mind of why that man they be kind of that place there, now in the hidden one. But it's known to those who are in that border because then they see what they do there. But again, sometimes they can get another motive. They see that let's strategy I will get for the use for them to get what we want. But another one, the government get for try farm as they see that they put patrol in both sides. But as time they go on, let them try again because at the end of the day, it's good on one side. People are there securing who say we are securing. But because again, I see there are human beings in any sector of life. You have those who are there wouldn't go behave. Sometimes one pan there, sometimes that day he go just feel for shoot. He go just feel for shoot. He use the gun because of the type of behavioral pattern he gets. Sometimes also even the order of him boss pass later now they get for go query. Oh, where he say this man wouldn't come up and down one day or that next day, then they undergo how they call them back. A commission or something, check about war crimes and so on. That can happen. But yeah, so but all of this kind of thing is educating the people and knowing who that they will bring at the border. They know them why not disciplined soldiers them and are people who will listen to order while we defend something who will be common interest at that border day. Something of common interest. While anything of common interest there, between the two countries there, that will stop all them problem there. But if like a single interest, will the other country get interest past the other one, then I they get interest, they no will be able for live tea, then will they get peace when I interrupted problems, then will they come inside. So but I only hope see them will able to abide with their kind of thing and they so that they will able to go before. And thank you very much for going. Then regarding the vaccine, you I believe say then you then go directly look into Russia because they're actually having affiliation again with Russia and Sputnik, that was Sputnik one. Because I learned seeing at 25 of the Guineans, them, but know who are they that has got the vaccine in Africa. In fact, that's the only country in Africa that has actually got the vaccine first now. So, but I don't know no more now how they will able to forget them. But not that one day would they look to see within the country then put for we for who then we able to give it through that COVAX. And thank you very much. Let continue for God for continue for help with all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, us friend.
Yeah, you're welcome, sir. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
One for say thanks to us friend, Dr. Isatuka Kijalo, and also Usman Toli for their own submission for today. President Julius Maada Bio not able for meet with President Alpha Conde na Guinea. And Thursday, the border go open. Okay. The A's them. Well done. Well done. We don't get a lot from Ali. I see Silvanus Din the ask. He say if letter D we fall under S. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please inbox account details. I'll do that, sir. Silvanus, I'll do that. And Silvanus here as for the vaccine for Ebola, he said then get. English suggested and contact WHO. Government for also consider reactivating the treatment center na Keitong near Waterloo and also along the border towns near Guinea and Liberia. Agreed. But Silvanus, me Keitong then can prepare them. But make we not to come inside it. For now, make we just get holding centers them na the border area. And then they me they suggest. Now the border areas them. Keitong they can prepare them now. Make sure say it's up and running. So just in case we go need for use them, they not go do like how they do for that airport hotel. And the tell Kano say yes, then we just camouflage the president. And I think say it's high time the president, since he don't come on a Guinea, they don't go talk how they go able bilaterally for fight against this Ebola and Corona. We say if I take a tour. If I take a tour and all who say we get for do for fight Ebola. Just like I be do for Corona. But this time around, until if I learn a lesson from how them papi show with the Corona, we at the end of the day, not so began turn for B. And I agree because a lot of people mention say there is a vaccine for Ebola. You know, so with all this conspiracy theory, somebody can catch you say triple, you don't even know. Say something like that vaccine they want test. Now I make them just can't make the Ebola surface back. That was mortal, man. Say something more. So now I make now we need for call for the vaccine. And if somebody not get Ebola, you know go get an Ebola vaccine. So somebody need for get Ebola or somebody need for you say Ebola then you next door neighbor house. Then you go get the Ebola vaccine. Now you go run for them. But anyway, that's not just a conspiracy theory them way they around. But like you say in any thing in they look inside the back, you never know. Say some truth they. Yes, caller, they live on air. Your name and side the call from, please.
Yes, good evening or good morning or good afternoon. This is Nancy, the call from US.
Yes, Nancy, what you get for we?
Yeah, what we just want for say today is this the holding center is a very good idea for letting go put them like right away. Just for prepare anybody when they come in there for check them. But one thing back when I'm a concern, we been be say, and that been be the reason why a lot of people they been die back then when the Ebola been hit. Where then they mix the people them together, they know they isolate them. Some person are just common cold it been get. It just a sneeze or a cough. But then when they call, then can go, then they go mix them up with somebody where sometimes you don't catch the thing. Now you come with a condition, you system, you don't already vulnerable for accepting the disease where they around because of the cold way we don't get or malaria. If they can't mix you with somebody we get the disease, for let go catch them quick because your system is weak already. So whether they do that thing and they let them make sure say they isolate the people then. If then they put people in a holding centers, they need for make sure say they don't mix them together because now the problem can be. If you go there and not get disease, by the time you left there, you don't get it already. A lot of people then die. We not been get that sickness, but because they mix them up, they ended up dead. They ended up catching the disease. So dear Mr. President, if you listen, if you get for do any of this time, do them differently. In a way that the one that we know get them, let them not go catch them. And hopefully we they pray, let cross over. Let them go able for cover them wherever we did. Let them stop them before even it scatter. And that leads me to we schools them with a flagship program, this education thing. This now a reason for make now a sign way for shall we say we for focus on building on the science system. Now Salon Africa as a whole. We need for work on we own science system. And that means if we make sure say every school will get a well-equipped lab and library for and even colleges for get well-equipped labs them for do them practical so we will build on we own science system in the future. Because this how they see this thing they go. If you continue like this, time will reach everybody go there on their own. Because if they are and they depend on their own and they fight for their own lives, they're not going left for help. They go help you either. So you get for figure them out for start now than relying on other people that always for they come to we aid. And that leads me to the next one, food security. If we not work on with food security, in the future, something like that happen, wherein the borders then get foreclosed longer than expected, including all even the holes the way people then can escape go. If something hits way really serious, wherein even the side and they need for be closed, everybody need for stay inside there. What thing you go do now you country for take care of your people then if you know take care of the food security. So agriculture is a very important thing, Mr. President. Let we work on with food security, let we get real food in the country wherein everywhere it's on everybody for plant something. If you get backyard space day, plant mango day, banana day, something, just something where not to just any kind tree where just they give you shade, but something where they produce, we go give some form of food. So every Sierra Leonean, even now corner who side them don't go dig and all. Let them cover all them pits then they then the macos then they all them one and they them cover them and plant something there. If you have fruits themselves, all forms of fruits, then plants and they for stay the ground continue for heal because since then just don't dig there, it will take some time let the ground heal and come together. But if you then cover them holes then the macos then they all them pits then they cover them back and then plant there. Even dirty box thinking pull dirty outside people then they will say can go put and there. So the ground will be fertile again and heal. And then plant any kind of fruits then they let we produce we own and use them ground then they instead of them just stay there then open water they full up there flood get for happen and all them thing and they let we make use of them thing and then corner as well. So me now that I get for say today, food security. Let we work on with science system, we labs them and everything. Let we get with center, we research center, advanced one, and let we build on with teachers, then let them train them so then go pass on the knowledge to the students them today for tomorrow. Because failing, when you fail for prepare, is preparing to fail. And the world they inside the head right now, I don't know, but just with we own common sense, looking at inside the head, is like someday all man go there on your own. And if you're not able to handle them, now una get for be the one way they wipe out, while the other one in the figure out there in thing. Because all man go lock in border, all man do inside there, then he stay there, basically. So please, before we get there, let we start now. So me now that's no more I get for today.
Thank you very much, Nancy.
Thanks for having
Yes.
me.
Make a call this caller. Yes, caller, you dey live on here. Your name and inside the call from, please.
Triple evening, I just a short one today.
Go ahead, sir.
You know, the better way they don't open the border because the crime it on there already. This border in open one, it not stop movement, or in close one, neither stop our movement. It better if they open one, then put modalities in place so that we know that it can and how it can. I'm not say they go for the far away from perfection. But the thing is, even with the border being closed, people still migrate. Now, good someone will be the can. The only thing we go tell we people they know it's not Ebola. Ebola na death sentence. So this year, I'm not downplay like I didn't downplay the corona. I just thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Koma. Even though we don't close the line, but you get the platform. What do you get for me?
I concern from Australia.
Yes, sir.
We just want for commend the government for exercising a lot of patience, and this always with the talk border disputes not to way you dey resolve through war. You need a win. You need to get a winner, no matter how heavy harm you dey or how weak you dey. We don't see between Palestine and Israel. Since it's not even take for one way, the border dispute they still there, and now just an example always where I can bring. Now only through diplomatic means the issues can be resolved, wherein the two countries then go cooperate together as brothers and sisters and move forward for things that will go benefit both the citizenry. Imagine if there is a war between Guinea and Sierra Leone. Everyone is going to lose. Guinea will lose, Sierra Leone will lose. So would they benefit? Nothing. It's just they derail the economies and loss of life and property. Now make way things that happen, especially border disputes. Not only through diplomatic means, then one of the best options then for resolve, way for resolve them. The only thing no more like the opening of the border, now a welcoming news, though it happened more or less, it coincide with the surge way Ebola don't begin back in Guinea Day. So you see, that's not the only thing. What me they talk here is Sierra Leone, Guinea, and Liberia don't experience Ebola. At the end of the day, then countries here for don't form an emergency response team where they can cooperate together. Like where it don't begin at Guinea, so they can get a team ready all time. Like the epidemic then the way can crap up. Guinea, Liberia, Sierra Leone or Liberia, they can make up team, go na the place, themselves go help. Sometimes you not just go for this, you don't say pass, no, you lock your border. But if they experience within three countries, if they don't form a response team, an epidemic or epidemic or any kind of response team where they can cooperate together for assist each other, where you will get transparency, you will get people in Sierra Leone and Liberian people in at the ground, where they help, they cooperate with Guineans then for look at how the group will come together and try to fight the disease. Like we said, I don't begin that small area there, and expert team they would then go don't train. They get international support through that. It will be more easier and more eating than call for cop the disease rather than just say, okay, I go secure with border. Then border and then country, Africa countries, and not secure, no matter a local. People then still they travel. It's not like they oversee border. The way they don't lock, they don't lock. Even America, say for them, they lock the Mexico border there. You simply they dig trench, they come inside America. So that they say for men border is very, very difficult. Now just through cooperative effort, through the experience with the three countries they don't get. Then for don't get teams and radio, then for don't they train, like in terms of for like Salon get an outbreak, how the countries all go come together, then come for cooperate and fight the disease immediately. You know, go with the thing reach now you don't step, you say I want make for fight. No, then for don't get that experience there. Now that me don't take no more. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, concerned Sierra Leone. Fighting Ebola, opening of border. Number one, first, we all go agree say the trip was a productive one, with the president of Sierra Leone visiting the president of Guinea. Would you wait now? Who side the president of Guinea get for come visit na salon? Eh? We can't go. So instead go need for calm. But on a more serious note, within concern Sierra Leone and see the three countries them, and also waiting Dr. Isa to talk just now about the tri-states, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut, how then they work. But Africa, man, we get problem. Don't talk to you no more. For work together. Those three countries, them Guinea, Salon, and Liberia. I don't know. Guinea were colonized by France, Liberia by United States, and Sierra Leone by United Kingdom. So you want to say, because na three colonial masters that we get, now make we're not able to cook for them, make we give them for it. I make we're not able to cook for them. Because we have a lot if we tie bag in no more, we go profit. We have a lot. Guinea, Liberia, Sierra Leone. Every coast in the fast size small. But we three work also. If we really tie bag in, they're not going to be. But like I said, I don't know if now because all the colonial masters are different. So in Amik, we all think say na different papa they okay. So why should we say why if we able come together and able to work as one? Because we can, you know. We can. Remember, if we all three work as one, like for fet anything, for even provide security, for if we three self key able to work with business. Say, are you buying a Liberia, are you buying a Guinea, so you go buy a Salon. We able. It look like say, they come in 1-1. If phone line be don't close you.
They come in 1-1, eh?
Okay, yes. What thing you get for
Hello?
me? Go ahead, sir.
Hello? All right, sorry about that. I don't think we don't close, eh?
Carry on.
All right, thank you so much. You know what I don't see on this stuff here is this not of Sierra Leone, Liberia, Guinea business, so you understand? This thing I say even begin back at one place in West Africa, this stuff. By the time you know, you don't come to America. Now I think the world for really pay great attention for that stuff like this. We don't just no more they talk about regional stuff. Now so this stuff starts in China back, then look them by the eye, they begin spread. Remember they have been the talk say we all interconnected to one side. This globalization we don't do so now. But you know any side way is na village step. Now remote area where something happen. People really need to pay great attention to it because the world don't connect so much that one great day somebody don't come on one continent to the other one, to the other one, to the other one. Me just keep saying no more everybody for pay great attention. The whole world for pay great attention for this stuff. Not just Sierra Leone and Liberia and Guinea no more. You understand it? So that me don't take that one need to kind. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Umar.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Yes, as I've been the talk for we three for focus, but Umar in the try for say even the world, because remember how we been reach America, the Ebola, not so through Liberia. Or them be saying that somebody come out from Liberia, we go to the United States. When I say it take reach there. and we see how them be treat we. I want the own. For make sick come out na Africa and champion na the West, it's a difficult one. Because remember, any kind way you look at them, then get one kind way then they look we. Then get one kind way then they look we. So now I make, as soon as they say Africa, then say this sick. Trust me, you don't sick with malaria. Malaria, oh. Yeah? Come na the West. I tell you now my experience the last time. Where I get exposed. Where I come back. I was isolated from malaria. The room side and put me in I mean 1 day. So now make I tell you see for commodities na Africa with sick, then the sick can champion. Now, yeah? China, waiting make it champion because then they take and say, oh, China for business trade, then get waiting and they reap and waiting. Yes, the marginalization it did it, but it's not as great as I make it on with it also. But trust me, if coronavirus now be Africa, it been born, you feel say they take over the entire world. But look on now how they deal with the Ebola. Just look how them deal with her. Just look how they deal with her. Then you go no see anything we born in Africa, they need to play with her. No, they play with her. So now I make, even though yes, they say make the world self wake up. But trust me, we Africans then self now we need for wake up first. Now we need for wake up. First, we need to. If not, okay. All right. We sabi no more now. We Ebola be the Africa. Even when we go doctors visit and give paper for make disclosure. Where you come. In Africa you come on. Then they give you phone. That's how they on top of it. Because what you do, they don't want her. It look like sir they can't left here because all man they can't one. Yes, Ezekiel, what you get for me?
So sorry, I just joining me. Thank you so much. The call from Oregon. We're glad that the president able to reach agreement, but we really need to be careful with this Ebola business. One day I tell one American where this tea begin China. Now China, I tell them I say this again for last long. Because believe you me, if not be Africa, any African country where Corona be start, like it don't done. Because they don't isolate that country, they lock everything down. Nobody know they move. We reach any European country or America, then they put you inside plane back right away. But when at China, there was no problem. They begin come inside and look who's with they. So we get for take again personal responsibility. If we not do them, now the same conundrum, the same problem, the same cry we will cry, then go isolate we. In fact, it will cause more problem because anytime something like that happens, all the half lab in their country they all they run go and go test with people like guinea pigs. So we take personal responsibility, secure that border, find ways, make sure let no Ebola not come again. Naturally, that's my contribution. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ezekiel.
Yes, sir.
I see most people want to agree with me where I talk about this one for say if coronavirus na be Africa it been born from. Trust me, I see a lot of people they agree, and I just give just the instance of malaria. Say for me, where I come, I was isolated. Even that day, I did in the waiting area for so long because that particular day they opened down about white. They didn't allow me to leave. The first day, as soon as they check, say, "Oh, is malaria positive?" Papaya. If you see how them begin to get to me, I said, okay, well, I left first, go across the street and buy food and this and that. They say, no, then get food today. Then get food. Then serve me food all. But then tell me, say, you're not leaving. You're not leaving. From that day, now me know where I go to. We see anytime I ready for go salon. I they take me Malaya shot or whatever. Because I no want that same treatment. Well, that person all begin wear PPE all for cam. I was like, are you kidding me? Yeah, PPE for can see you now. It's happening. You okay? Anyway, David Banks himself say happened to 2015. Then be isolate him and then be put on an incubator for 3 days before they check for the malaria and then tell and say he be exposed at that time. About to kick about self say AAA, you correct. If Corona na be from Africa, the result for don't be different like right now. Judge self say he say he get the same experience for malaria, then be isolated in Switzerland before his results come back positive for malaria. Nancy Bai say he say then think all Africans then contagious. That's why it won't be easy for make we transport any sick come out Africa come na the West. Judge Walker say the West think that any bad thing na from Africa it come out. About to kick about say even if you get malaria, then go isolate you in a negative air pressure room. Scary. That's true. Okay. Well, they can't left here now. Why make would they reiterate all entire they talk so? Now for make we people themselves na salon say we're concerned. We're concerned. We're definitely concerned. Now make we know what thing be happened the last time. Now make we they talk all this how they talk. I know of somebody that got stuck in Sierra Leone at that time, and this person pay $3,000. No kidding. $3,000 for fly out for come out na salon during Ebola. And when he come back, well, the thing the way they pass on, look and they don't come under. Because that now be the heights now for say that they can lock down better when all flights not go inside again, come on do. So we know. And we don't want to go through this again. They are they big. They want the one left something slack thinking to say, remember the previous regime, they make money by Ebola. Anybody we get that kind of thought today right now, thunder fire you. Yeah? If you think say, you remember say then last administration, the kind of money they make by Ebola. But if Ebola can right now, who says if we go make them? Thunder fire you first. You really think so. Yeah? Okay. Now left handy. Because some man and the money side and go they think about. Thinking to say and go make money. Then the human capital development will they talk about. Olosa. Alright. Because when it can come to money, to us to people there. And then sabi how for do. Go talk and go, talk and come back. Anybody get that thought today? You say, well, left and careless small bar. Something go happen, then money go flow. You go see the next daylight. Yeah? Go see the next daylight. We'll go there back tomorrow. We'll go there back tomorrow, yeah? We say thanks to all the... At the end of the day, for today, we get 1, 2, 3 A's. Okay, we're not bad. We also get 1, 2, 3 M's. I will catch up with them. And we get 1 O. It's good. But we'll go there back again with that tomorrow. And make we see how... We not say on Saturday, we will see who that emerge. But everybody is a winner. But again, You know, say the A got this. Eh? Uh-huh. Right. Now see if anybody. I think we are fine now. We are fine. I saw on for belief. Till we meet again tomorrow. Triple say. Tata.